welcome back. You're watching SABC News' World Today. I'm Glen Lewington. Well, we're speaking to Barbra this morning about astronumerology. Quite a mouthful, Barbra. What is it?
Yes, well, it's a combination of the science of astrology with the understanding of numbers as almost like a divinatory tool.
Tell me about numbers, though, and how significant a person's birth date is.
It's exceptionally significant because each one of us has not only a physical presence, but we have a numerological or a vibrational energy presence as well. And over the years, both astrologers and numerologists, coming from their various viewpoints, have begun to discover that there's far more to our birthday and even our birth names than what people first think.
So you've got astrology, obviously looking at planetary movements the numbers, and you see significance in where the future's going through both the numbers and the planets.
Absolutely.
Simple as that.
Yes, very simple as that. In actual fact, we had a full moon yesterday, which was in the sign of Leo, but the moon was square to the planet Mars, which is the planet that rules anger and aggression. So we would have had many arguments or disagreements yesterday. The numerological value of the day was 5, which is the number that often rules conflict as well.
How do you determine the
numerological? Yes. We work on a system called the unit system where numbers are added up to give us one digit, and there's numbers from 1 to 9, and they all determine there's certain cycles. Each number has its personality, just as a star sign has.
So if somebody gave you their birth date, what would you be able to tell about them?
Just about everything.
Okay.
Well, would you volunteer?
Do you want my birth date?
Certainly, yes.
And you can't tell them about, well, you can't do just about everything, but the basics.
The basics, well, just firstly, I would say that you are a person who really enjoys being an individual. You were born on the 10th, which gives you a pioneering and a very independent nature, so I bet you don't take orders well and never have ever since you were young. Your influence for this year particularly is to break new ground. And I'm sure you found that there are many new ideas simmering away in the background of your mind, and you may even be considering something quite radical, because the year that comes along for you is one where you can't bear to do the same old things or to be in the same old circumstances. So it could be very exciting.
Tell me about the month and the year.
The month always gives us an indication of the, how would I call it, the general influences that drive a person. Now, most of our numerology comes from the northern hemisphere. We're all Western orientated. So my system would then say January would be a month that influences the people born under in that period to be very aware of accomplishment and bringing in the harvest and knowing that there's always a winter. So it would give a need to make sure that everything is looked after in case of emergencies.
And then the birth year, is that important?
The birth year is also important because generations of people who come in a particular year share very similar aspects, although they're diluted according to the various calculations. For instance, people born in the year 2006, the number value of 2006 is 8. So that is a year of financial management, but not just financial management, management of the environment. So we would find that the young people born now would in 20 or 30 years' time be very prominent in perhaps rebuilding the planet or reassessing the financial issues or working with regenerating things and people in some way.
When you said with a birth date you can tell almost anything, that's fascinating because, I mean, you've got literally 6 digits to work with.
Absolutely. All of them give us messages. The day would give you almost like your physical appearance would tell people something about you. It would also, if you add up all the numbers in the birth date, you would then be able to determine very clearly what a person's purpose here on this planet is. And for me, that's what makes it so special.
How do you determine that?
Well, we do the maths and then we do the interpretation.
Okay, well, are you doing the maths on mine?
Your birth number is an 8, which gives you a need to manage and control, so you're a very good executive. Part of that comes with a need to always constantly understand the motives and the principles around everything that you do. There are people who will go through life and be totally focused on accomplishing where the ends justify the means, but for you one of the things would be to look at how does the means justify the ends. So it would always put you almost at odds with many people, because it's very important for you that things be done properly. You know, and we could carry on and on and on. People with the number 8 are also very ambitious. They have a great desire to be in control. So they can be the control freaks, or they can be the democratic governors who does everything for the good of everybody as well. And also with the number 8 is a great need to manage time and energy. So you would be the one who goes to gym because you know it's good for you, who would budget because you know it's good for you and you're always looking further ahead. So yes, it's a very powerful number. And it very often puts the person who is born under the influence in circumstances where you can gain great things, or when it's not used properly, it can lead to great losses. And there are many, many people who, born with an 8 birth date, have gone bankrupt several times, or had great personal disasters, and then risen above it to accomplish great things.
And that's all from numbers. How did you get interested in numbers?
Well, I've always been interested in what makes people tick. However, in South Africa, our legal system does not require that we have a birth time entered into the birth certificate. So for many years, astrologers, if we didn't have the number, I beg your pardon, the birth time, we would struggle to create an accurate chart. And I began thinking of, are there other ways to find out more about what makes a person who they are? And this is my field. I specialize. I believe I'm the only person in the world that combines it in the way that I do. Although there are many people that are interested in both fields, for me, though, it's a field that works together.
Barbara, so many viewers actually contact us for your contact details, which we always put on the screen. If you can just give them to us again.
Certainly. I have a number here, which is 082 280 6100.
282-6100. 082.
082-280-6100.
And your email?
My email is Barbra at barbaradengle.com.
Is there apostrophe in the email?
No apostrophe. It's all lowercase, one long word.
Easy enough.
Easy enough, yes.
Barbara, well, there's no show this Friday, but we're going to see you next Friday, I believe.
Absolutely,
we'll be back on the show.
Yes.
Barbara, thanks. Lovely chatting to you.